Hey everyone, Andy Rafael from eTeknix.com here, and today we're just going to do a really quick unboxing of a motherboard that arrived with us. We've already done a written review on this, but it hasn't actually been published yet because we are going to be doing a video review with it as well. Basically, it's the Asus Prime X299 Deluxe, and you get a first kind of glimpse of what the board's going to look like. Obviously RGB, because everything is these days. Looking down at the bottom, you can see some of the key logos just denoting some of the main features. So, what we have is obviously support for the Intel Core X series, NVIDIA SLI, AMD Crossfire, even though they're not technically calling it that anymore, or so I've heard. DTS Connect, DTS headphones, 3D printing friendly, and also, of course, the Asus Aura Sync, because everything, as I say, is RGB these days. Turning it around to the back, you get a bit of information on the board, so just a quick overview of exactly what's on the board, and this is all sort of annotated as well. A full list of the specifications. Up here, a bit about performance and 5-way optimization. A little bit about Intel Optane memory, Intel VROC ready, and then a little bit about sort of upgrades that you can actually get for it in terms of Wi-Fi, Thunderbolt card, and so forth. So I guess really the best thing for us to do is open this up first and show you what's inside there. And basically you get a bit more of a exploded view of what the actual motherboard is going to look like. So you get this here, a little bit of information about it, a bit about Aura Sync, U.2 and M.2, and also the audio on there as well. And then you get this nice little window just kind of showing you exactly what the motherboard looks like from a first glimpse. And as you can already tell, it looks pretty amazing. So let's get straight into it and get it unboxed. So I'm actually really excited about this one because I'm going to be doing some video work based around rendering, and this is going to be the perfect board for it just because it's so feature rich. So I'm actually going to put the board itself to one side, so you're going to have to wait for that while we just kind of unbox, you know, what's inside. So straight up, first of all, we get the user guide as you'd expect, and this is all in English and basically goes through absolutely everything. You get a user guide on the Thunderbolt EX3 expansion card as well, because this has got Thunderbolt. That's one of the main reasons why I actually want to use this motherboard quite a lot for rendering, because transferring speeds across Thunderbolt. You get a installation guide on the fan extension card as well. Thunderbolt EX3, I'm guessing just a driver CD, but as always we always advise to go onto the Asus website and get the latest drivers. And then obviously drivers, chipset and everything for the actual motherboard itself. But once again, go to the Asus website and get the latest drivers because these may be out of date. Putting all that to one side, we can open up the box itself and see exactly what we have in there. So we have, I'm not actually sure, I'm guessing some kind of probe of some kind. Obviously we will look into this as we do the review, but I'm guessing this is some kind of probe with a header on it. So putting that to one side, we have SATA cable. Obviously this has gone to Peter for a written review before it came here, so some things have been unboxed already. We have a Wi-Fi antenna. Now these are actually pretty cool because they stand up. Normally they're a bit gimmicky and a bit cheap, but these ones actually seem to be quite cool, and obviously you can kind of move them about as well. So there are 2 of them in total, and they will plug into the back of the I/O shield plate. We have a 3-way SLI, NVIDIA SLI bridge, for if you are using multi-GPU. Have some more SATA cables, and one of them is right angled as well. We have a DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort cable. I'm not actually sure why they've given us that as part of the bundle, but always welcome to have. Saves you having to go out and buy one yourself. We have some kind of header cable, so we've got a motherboard header on there, and I'm guessing this is going to go into one of the expansion cards, whether it's the Thunderbolt card, just to kind of give it some more oomph or something like that, or obviously going into more than likely the fan header. Same with this, you can see this is, I believe this might actually be for the Aura Sync, but either way we do have some various cables here just to sort of, you know, get you on your way. You have a bracket here as well with screws. Not actually sure what that's going to be for either. It might actually be a support bracket for one of the PCI Express cards or something like that. But as I say, in the review, we will find out exactly what all of this stuff is for. You know, this whole motherboard is kind of new to me. The first one that's come in of its kind of X299 to me since we started doing videos again. So I'm learning as I go along as well. More SATA cables as well. Obviously right angle one in there as well. We also have another one of these sort of probe looking things with a header on it. So yeah, I'm really intrigued as to what these actually are. I'm guessing there's some kind of probe. It's got kind of just an end on it. So that's everything in that side. Then the other side we have just a bit about Cable Mod. So Asus and Cable Mod have obviously teamed up, and they've given us a bit of a coupon, 20% off Cable Mod cables. It's something we're actually looking at getting ourselves. We have another header cable here, which for some reason is full of air. So okay, I thought it was going to pop, but it didn't. It just kind of squeezed the air out, but you probably got a good view of my face there, looking a bit frightened. But yeah, we just have some headers on there as well. Once again, it's probably for the fan expansion or the Thunderbolt card. We have some various brackets and screws as well, just to hold an expansion card in. We have the Thunderbolt 3 card itself. So as I say, you can see there are headers on here. So definitely one of them cables is going to go into the header there. On the back then you get the Thunderbolt 3 USB 3.1 Type C, USB 3.1 Type A, and then the mini display. So that's obviously why a mini display port cable came, specifically for that card. So I put that down to one side. We also have something to assist you with putting your front panel headers and everything on, which is always handy. Obviously you can fit all the chassis headers to this and then just put that straight onto the motherboard. It just kind of saves a bit of time, so that's always nice to have. Then you have the fan header card as well, which sadly does take a Molex, which I'm not a fan of. I hate the fact that people are still putting Molex on devices because no one uses them anymore. Then you've got all the various different fan headers and everything. So obviously a lot of them cables are going to be for use with that. Other than that, we have another one of these probe cables as well. So yeah, I'm really interested to find out exactly what these are. This is new technology to me, guys. And then we have safety information as well. So yeah, we'll just throw that away. So that's everything accessory wise. So I guess really we should sort of show you exactly what the motherboard is all about. So if I can put all this to one side, we can get straight into the good stuff and show you the motherboard itself. So this is the motherboard itself. I'm actually going to take it out of this box so you can get a better view of it. I'll put it on there so it doesn't scratch the desk. But yeah, this is the motherboard itself. So obviously X299, so it has got the LGA 2066 CPU socket, which as you can see is absolutely huge. We've got 8 DIMM slots here supporting DDR4, 4 on each side. We've got a nice set of heat sinks as well, just above the VRMs and everything up here with the various different capacitors just to keep them cool. We have this nice kind of heatsink shielding as well, which goes over the rear I/O and also comes down over where the audio would be, with the audio capacitors just down here as well, just to sort of add not just styling but a little bit of cooling performance. We also have this one which comes down into the Asus logo, and some really nice colours going on here with the blue and white, sort of mirrored effect as well on here. And there is, if you can see this, a little LED screen as well. So yeah, lots going on with sort of the heat sinks and the cooling on this board, the styling on this board, and so forth. Looking around at the rest of the board, you can see up the top, obviously X299 does require a lot of power. So we have the 8-pin up here as well as a 4-pin just to kind of give extra power to the CPU. We also have lots of headers up here for fans and whatnot. Moving down the board, you can see that we have various different PCI Express expansion lanes. So we have X16, we have another X16 here, but it looks like it's only going to be operating at X8 speeds. Then we also have another X16 here, which has got all the pins on it, so that's going to be operating X16. Sorry, this is actually going to be X4 by the looks of it, and this is going to be X8. So we will look into that a little bit more, because obviously without a PLX chip, you are going to sort of struggle with having multiple GPUs or something that's going to need the bandwidth of X16. So you are going to be limited to obviously using the top slot as well as the fourth one down. So hopefully that gives you an idea on that. You can see that we've got the CMOS battery down here, and we have got various buttons and features for overclocking. So we have the power button, reset, debug LED, clear CMOS, and various other buttons, USB 3 headers, USB headers, and all your front panel connections. As we move around to the storage side of things, you can see that we've got various different storage, including SATA, your USB 3 here as well, more fan headers, and various other connections, including M.2. Now, lots going on with this board really, so really excited to sort of see what's going on. Taking a quick look around the back, rear I/O wise, you can see that we've got our various different audio ports, including a optical port. We've got our USB 3.1 USB Type C, as well as our A connectors as well. Plenty of USB ports. We have dual gigabit LAN. We've got our Wi-Fi connections, and we've also got a reset BIOS button as well. So yeah, there's not really much else I can say about this board without going in really in depth in terms of kind of, you know, review territory. We just wanted to give you a quick unboxing so you could see exactly what was in the box accessory wise, and then of course what was in the box and what the actual motherboard looked like from a kind of initial standpoint. So hopefully that's given you an idea on that. We're going to be back with lots more content soon, so remember to subscribe, like and give us a comment, and I will see you all in the next video. See you later.